Okay folks, we are officially arse deep in holiday season, and while it is supposed to be the most wonderful time of the year, let's be honest, sometimes it's not. Although it is usually for Jovi because this is her weather. Cold, snow, she loves it. But a huge amount of that suckiness of the season has to do with how busy it is. But not all of that busyness is necessary. So today I'm sharing ways that you might be wasting your time this holiday season, and more importantly, how you can reclaim that time for things that truly matter. Let's go. How's it going? It's Laura and Jovi. And this first one is something that I've got a lot better at over the years, because I'm going to be honest with you, it had almost ruined Christmas for me. I want you to close your eyes for just a minute and remember a particularly magical moment that you experienced some Christmas in your past. It doesn't have to be the most magical, doesn't have to be from a certain time or place, just a special moment that you remember. Now open your eyes and let me guess. It wasn't about perfectly fluffed pillows. It didn't look like it belonged on a postcard or on Pinterest. It was likely a simple, ordinary, maybe messy moment that you possibly shared with somebody special. The reality is that the perfect holiday just doesn't exist. I don't know why we all seem to chase it, but we do. I mean, advertising, I do know why, but there's no need for it. It's doomed to failure. Perfect meals, perfect feasts, perfect holiday decorations, perfect holiday cards, perfect gifts. Oh my goodness, there is so much pressure to find the perfect gift. We're going to come back to this one because I have some tips for you. But perfect. For what? No one remembers your napkins, but they will remember how stressed out and how snappy you were. Some of my worst Christmases were those times when, I had these expectations of how things should go, and then something happened that was off script and I had a meltdown. I ruined what could have been, should have been a lovely moment because it wasn't what I had pictured. Let me give you an example. A big thing that I struggled with, and I actually still struggle with it a little bit, is feeling like Christmas gifts need to be opened in a certain order. Like you have to save the big gift for last. And I remember years ago when my daughter was much younger, she opened one of her big presents last, like the big present last. And I was so upset because I thought then afterwards she wouldn't care about any of her other presents, any of the smaller little things that we had got her. And it was so silly, and I let it ruin my morning, basically. I got really upset about it, really frustrated about it. And it was something so trivial. Similarly though, and this one is equally dangerous, actually if not more so, and that is this expectation that you should feel a certain way. You should be full of joy. And if you are not full of cheer and festivity, then there must be something wrong with you. In reality, Christmas can be a tough time of year, and it's okay to experience a broad range of emotions, the same as it's okay to do that any day of the year. Like I said, I've got a lot better at this over the years, and hopefully I will continue to get better at this. It's always a work in progress, but I'm learning to accept that things don't have to go a certain way, or I don't have to feel a certain way. There isn't just one way of doing things or one magical feeling that you're supposed to have. It doesn't have to be, either perfect or terrible. There's no perfect way for things to look, and there is no perfect way to feel. So let's give ourselves permission to let go of perfection, even just a little bit this year. Focus on what feels good, even if what feels good is allowing yourself to not feel good. And certainly do not focus on what looks good. Prioritize what really matters to you this season and let the rest be good enough. The real moments are the ones that are the most memorable ones. Now, the perfection stuff may still be a work in progress, but I am an absolute pro at this next one. That is avoiding stuffing my holiday schedule. Between work parties, hooray for being self-employed, have a great boss. She allows me to nap and snack whenever I want. Maybe you also have school events, holiday, family gatherings, all sorts of different activities. Your calendar can get out of control fast. Saying yes to everything, unless you genuinely enjoy that, means saying no to your peace of mind. You shouldn't feel like you need a holiday from your holiday. I don't know why, but it's a time of year, obviously, when we have more on our plate than probably at any other time of the year, or certainly it's like right up there, and yet we insist on piling even more onto our plate. But we already have enough going on, you know what, with buying all of the extra food, you know, decorating the house, researching, buying gifts, budgeting, navigating the cold weather. It's currently snowing outside. Why put ourselves under any more pressure by piling on all of these extra events? Now, like I said, if you love them and you keep them manageable for you and you find that they re-energize you, that's great. But I feel like a lot of us end up frazzled and feeling like we are stretched far too thin, and for no good reason. You know, like a polite decline is all that stands between you and peace. Or even just toning things down a little bit, so like you don't have to say yes to going to every single holiday market or every single holiday event. Maybe you choose just one or two, and you allow yourself to really savor those and enjoy them and stroll around, soak up the good feelings. Try and limit your commitments this year to things that align with your values and that truly light you up, things that you truly enjoy. And then politely decline or think of less stressful alternatives to everything else. This one has politely declined everything for the day. She's just going to be chilling here. Okay, we mentioned gift giving, and I have 2 secret hacks that are really going to help you with this, really going to simplify this process for you. Because we've all been there, you know, racing through the shops, last minute shops that have been picked over, or furiously scrambling, like scrolling online, trying to find the perfect gift. Hours lost to indecision, particularly if you are like me and you are an overthinker and a people pleaser. Those two, dangerous combination. When you do things like that, you end up panic buying stuff. So many times this has been me. And it's something that you either didn't put a lot of thought into, you just grabbed whatever was left and you thought was like even remotely appropriate. And you probably ended up spending more than you could technically afford or more than you wanted to spend. So I figured out my secret sauce. Apart from just asking the person what they want. Honestly, that is a highly underrated tip. Try that first. But secret hack number 1, this one has saved me hours over the years, okay? Like just the agony, the frustration of trying to find something that the person will like. It has stopped me second guessing whether they will like something. You know, when you find something, you're like, will they like it? I don't know. Yeah, all of that gone. Think of something that the person has, they already own it, and they love it. It's something they like and they use. You know that for a fact. So their coffee machine, their planner, their fluffy socks, you know, a particular genre of book. You go on Amazon, and bear with me here in case you don't want to give your money to the mega rich, that's okay. You search for that thing, the thing that they love, and you see what comes up as a suggested item. So you know those sections that are like, you know, customers who bought this also bought these other things, or people who liked this also like, and then you scroll through there. It is a gold mine of information. Bunch of gift ideas that are similar to things that they already love, and then if you like, you can purchase them elsewhere. Secret hack number 2 then is gathering up all of their favorite small things and putting them in a gift basket. This is a great one because sometimes we feel, certainly I do, that, you know, a gift, like the perfect gift, has to be big or it has to be expensive. It has to be like one thing. In reality, it can just be a selection of small, lovely things. So think fluffy socks, scented candles, favorite snacks, a nice new notebook, a book or a magazine, their favorite coffee, a little gift card to their favorite cafe or museum or wherever they like going. In the past, I've given my husband gift baskets with like his favorite coffee and other drinks, favorite chocolate bars and other snacks. Just did it all up in a nice little gift basket. I also once gave him a candy bouquet, and the vase that it was in was filled with coins, really just to weigh it down so that it didn't fall over. But yeah, nice snacks, a little bit of cash. But think of all of the necessities for having a cozy night in, or just having a relaxing day, or just, you know, anything that would stop them from having to go out and purchase all of their favorite products anytime in the next like few weeks. Honestly, that's one of my favorites. If somebody gets me something that I actually use and it means that I don't then have to go out and replace it anytime soon, that's like 2 gifts in one. There is a lot to be said for gifting someone something that they already love instead of trying to reinvent the wheel every year. That is one of the things that I find most overwhelming, most frustrating about gift giving. I just find it so exhausting and honestly really discouraging, you know, thinking that I have to come up with something brand new for every single occasion, like every Christmas, every birthday, every Father's Day or whatever. So set a budget and a time limit for your shopping, and then focus on a small but meaningful gifts and or experiences based on what you already know about them. I really hope those previous tips were helpful for somebody, because I know they were a big game changer for me, and I know how stressful it can be every year trying to buy gifts. Anyway, this next one is probably one of the biggest reasons you struggle with all of the above, as well as just being a big time waster in and of itself, not just this time of year, but any other time of the year, and that is scrolling on social media. Between the holiday recipe videos and people sharing, you know, their perfectly curated Christmas tree with all the gifts underneath, and, you know, while they're wearing their matching pajamas, the pajamas that somehow match their teacup dog. I don't know where the people are getting all of these matching pajamas for, like, not just all the humans in the household, but all the pets too. Jovi is not a pajama pup. But with all of that, social media, particularly this time of year, can be a bit of a black hole. Let's be honest, there are plenty of people out there faking their festivities. Now, obviously social media can suck at like any time of the year, but it gets particularly bad around the holidays. It just gets really aggressive, doesn't it? But maybe it's just me, but I do not envy people who have perfectly decorated homes, and, you know, the outsides are all covered in twinkly lights and their feed is full of smiling faces on all of these wonderful festivities, because I know how much work goes into that and it is exhausting. I'm just not interested in that. You know, I am perfectly happy in my cheap, probably pulled from the hamper for one last hurrah pajamas with, you know, like the pup under one arm, not wearing matching pajamas or any pajamas at all, and then just like a good book in the other hand, curled up on the bed or on the couch or wherever. I choose slow, simple peace all day, every day, over anything that is portrayed on social media. If you find it a big time suck for you this holiday season, or you find that you get pulled into that feeling bad about yourself because of what you see on there, try setting boundaries around how long you spend scrolling on social media. So maybe set a time limit for 15 minutes or whatever you find is appropriate for you. Most phones and a lot of apps nowadays can actually do that for you. Social media can still have its uses, so set that time limit that gives you just enough time to go on there and get a little dose of inspiration, or download a holiday recipe, or catch up with your friends and your family, you know, send them a message, or whatever it is, you know, go on there to get something good out of it, but then have a reminder so that you don't get sucked into it. Just don't let it make you feel like your effort isn't enough. Okay, I've saved the biggest time suck for last, because if you are running on empty, you can basically forget about everything else. It will take so much longer to do anything. You will be a lot more susceptible to, you know, that pressure and, you know, feeling those expectations. You will spend more time scrolling on social media. You'll be a lot less patient. So do not forget to take care of yourself. Prioritize rest and joy. Self-care is not a luxury, despite what some social accounts would try and have you believe. It is actually a necessity. Not taking care of yourself is a big waste of time because you're not going to be able to enjoy anything. Looking after yourself is so much better for you, it's better for others, it's better for your mental health, and it's just plain efficient. You will get so much more fun stuff done when you're not run down. So schedule some time for yourself, even if it's just 5 or 10 minutes a day. Enjoy that time. Sit down with a good book, sit down with a cup of tea or coffee, go for a short walk around the neighborhood. None of the self-care, like true self-care, is ever a waste of time. The holidays should be about connection and rest. They should not be about stress and overwhelm. You don't have to be full of the joys, but you don't have to be tearing your hair out either. By letting go of unnecessary time wasters, you're making more space for what truly matters to you and what you need this holiday season. Let me know in the comments actually one way that you are going to simplify your season. What is one thing that you're going to let go of? You can also subscribe for more tips on intentional living all through the holidays and out the other side. And if you're wondering what's not a waste of your time, check out this video for meaningful things to do before the new year. Until then, Gurv Mila Mahagwev, Agus Feki Meshif Shikalua. Slán. This one wasted no time getting yourself all comfy and cozy.